Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Harley with DATABASICS. I know I certainly know some of you and have certainly worked with you guys in the past. The goal today is to give you guys an introduction into the PEX solution. PEX is a new partner here of DATABASICS. They're an organization that we've worked with prior to our formal partnership, which was signed here a couple months back. And really, what PEX provides is a virtual card solution. And in the discussion that we'll have shortly, the solution is fully integrated with the DATABASICS expense platform. Nathan and Nate here from PEX will certainly go through and talk about the advantages and why organizations are looking at solutions similar to theirs out there. And they'll also talk to the program that we have in place. There certainly are some advantages to the DATABASICS customers out there that do want to go out and explore the PEX solution. Before I introduce Nathan and Nate here from PEX, a couple of quick housekeeping items for those of you that aren't familiar with the GoToWebinar solution. Any questions you have in the right side, I think it's on the right side for you guys, there's a panel which gives you the opportunity to go in and answer or to enter any questions. So any questions you have, go in and enter those, and what we'll do is we'll make sure to answer those here at the end of the presentation, and if we don't get to all the questions, we'll go ahead and follow up with you after today. We will also record this session and then make that available for you all as well. So with that, I'd like to thank Nathan and Nate here from PEX, and Nathan Ltyle, I'll turn it over to you and let you do kind of quick introductions. So you all don't have to look at me for the next 25 minutes or so. I'll also turn my camera off, but thank you everyone for joining us here.
Thank you, Chris. So first I need to apologize. We did not plan our team to be two Nates. So you're going to deal with two Nathans today. I'm sorry about that. I am Nathan. Nate Tremblay, who will do our demo, is Nate, if that helps. But my role here at PEX is Director of Partnerships. And really, that's where I come in. I've had a great experience in working with DATABASICS already. Great solution, especially for businesses like yours. And where we come in and what we can do for you is what Chris said. We have a virtual card solution. There is also a physical card aspect to it as well. But we essentially enable workforce spend. We do it through a prepaid card. And what the benefit is to you, especially in the nonprofit space and professional services, international development, is that we allow you the ability to not only have control over your employee and contractor spend, but you also have visibility, deep visibility into what's going on. I think that's one of the biggest concerns with companies as to how spend occurs in their businesses. First of all, can I control how it happens, where it happens, when it happens, but also, can I see what's going on in real time? And that's what Nate's going to give you a view into right now, as far as what we can do for you and why we are a benefit to a business like yours. So thank you all for joining. We're really grateful that you're here today. As you have questions, you can enter them into the chat. Otherwise, Nate, I'm going to turn it over to you. And thanks for joining us today, Nate.
Perfect. And can anyone see my screen currently, or do I still have to show it? We're all set? Perfect. So guys, thank you very much for taking the time out today. I've worked with numerous nonprofit organizations, probably a few hundred at this point in time, but really I want to make this demo as real life experience as possible. So I just onboarded a YMCA, for example, and what we're able to do for them was replace petty cash, get rid of credit cards to have more control around spending, and really to help with the reimbursement process. But what you're currently seeing here is the welcome screen. So when you do start with PEX, you do have to go through an application process. And what we ask for, and due to this is due to KYC guidelines, is we need the the controller's social security number, their driver's license, as well as the federal tax ID/EIN for the business. Just a reminder, we just need the social and driver's license for the individual that's opening up the PEX account, not the cardholders. So once you go through the application process, you will get a sales rep like myself or someone else at PEX. But once you're officially bank approved, you'll have your own success manager to help you with training. So the onboarding process does take roughly about 1 to 2 days. But what I want to do is log in and show you the first 3 steps that you need to do with PEX. So what I told the YMCA, they have numerous administrators on their team But before you add funds to your account or order cards, it probably makes sense to get some help and the rest of your team members onboarded with us. So from your dashboard, you'll go to team members, and this is where you can add other admins that could, whether that's ACH, create card holders, create spend controls, what have you. You go to invite admin. We'll need the first and last name for Nathan Ltyle. We're going to get his email address. And now what's really good about PEX is that you can split up the workload where all the team members can have the same amount of controls. So for example, if Nate Tremblay should be the only one that's ACHing money, because reminder, this is a prepaid card. If he's the one that has to ACH money, maybe it's my job as the other administrator to view the card usage and modify the transaction notes. So just keep in mind, we can have as many administrators as you want on the account, and you could all have different responsibilities or all the same responsibilities. If you are a nonprofit that has many different entities involved and you want to onboard multiple entities with us, you can have certain admins in control of certain entities. So from a property management standpoint, if they have 5 properties and you want Nathan Ltyle to be in charge of 1 and 2, it'll be my responsibility to be in charge of 3 and 4. However, you guys want to set that up internally. Now, the second thing I like to tell clients, and by the way, what I just showed you, once you invite the other team member, we do have a mobile app. So the cardholders as well as team members can do everything like I'm showing you today through your laptop. We also have an iPhone, Android mobile app where you can do the same exact things. So we want to make it as easy as possible and streamline that experience. The second thing you guys need to do when you start with us is there's 3 different funding options. So if you go from dashboard and hit business settings, then go to external accounts, add an external account. This is where you'll be connecting your business checking account at your specific nonprofit. So the YMCA would use Plaid. That's our third-party verification tool to connect your bank. Let's say you're using Bank of America. You go here, fill in your username and password, and that's where you officially connect your bank. It does maybe take about a day or 2. Once it's connected, we can streamline this and schedule transfers on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. However you guys want to set that up internally. We also have our same-day ACH or wire method. So if you go up to transactions, hit make a transfer in the top right. This is the same-day ACH and wire. So things to keep in mind with wire transfers, if there is an emergency and you need funds within the hour, it probably makes sense to do the wire. Just know that your bank may set a charge for you, but that charge would not be coming from PEX. But we provide our routing information here, and the same thing with same-day ACH. Now we go back to make a transfer. I just want to show you guys how you would schedule a transfer. So let's say I'm using my Tremblay Court main account and I need to go to my other bank account, which is a child account in PEX, which I'll get into in a little bit. But I want to transfer $2,000, make this a scheduled transfer. Again, you can do that daily, weekly, or monthly. But really, things to keep in mind here is I don't want you to think you have to manually go in here every single time you want funds in your account. We can just schedule that for you if you have an idea that you're spending $2,000 to $10,000 a month, whatever the case may be. So those are the 3 transfer methods. Now, I'm going to take a step back and get into the dashboard. So again, this could be just the main control person or other admins on the team, but everyone will be able to see the total funds in the account, which is $140,000. You'll be able to see all the money that you've already distributed to 4 certain cardholders. And that PEX account balance, that $137,000, think of that as your savings account. That's the money that's left over right in the top left corner that you haven't distributed yet to certain cardholders. So that's, again, just your savings account that's available funds whenever you need it. Now, this is the day in the life from an admin perspective. I know you're probably seeing the card fund requests. Like, again, we do have a mobile app, so I'm going to take a step back again and go to what it's like for a card holder. So if you're a card holder, you'll be able to see your spend rules, so where you can and can't spend. So there shouldn't be a reason why anyone's spending money on golf when they shouldn't be golfing. You should be buying gas or something like that for the nonprofit. You can build reports. So maybe you want to build a settlement report, see what you're spending money on. You're going to be able to see any funding requests, which I'll get to in a little bit. So every time I ask Nathan Ltyle for funds, who's an administrator, I will see every time I've been approved or rejected for those funds. In the transactions tab, You'll be able to see all of your transactions in real time. So that'll include all the settlement detail information, any general ledger codes that you want to import into PEX to match with tags. And you could also see your receipts there as well. But if you go on the dashboard, a lot of the times with YMCAs or other nonprofits, a lot of people are traveling, right? Let's say I only have $50 in my account, but I need $100 to buy Walmart for a big party tonight. What I could do is go to request funding right on my iPhone, request an additional $50 and say food at Walmart. What's gonna end up happening, again, I'm not sure if anyone uses Venmo or Cash App, but when you do request funds from a friend at dinner, what ends up happening is you're gonna get notified in real time. So whoever those administrators are on the account, 1 second, you're gonna get notified saying Nate Tremblay needs funds of a Walmart gift tonight, and you guys have the ability to hit approve, and those $50 will go right into their account, or hit reject and saying, no, this is too much money, we're not giving you this at this time. However you want to set up. So what I'm showing you here is, again, we're streamlining everything, and you do have control of what should be on those individuals' cards. Now, in the transactions tab, you'll be able to see all the transactions that everyone at your organization has made over time, whether they're pending or approved. You can also see them in the review section. So here's when you'll see a receipt. You can add a note, add a tag, or what have you. But you do have the ability to hit reject or approve. So the reason I get this question often a lot, Nate, why would you reject a transaction? The transactions already went through. The reason why you would do that, maybe you added a wrong note. Maybe you added a wrong general ledger code that should have been a different general ledger code. Obviously, you want to make sure reporting is accurate. And if you hit reject, you can send a note back to the cardholder and say, hey, we need new information. They'll add that information, and then you can approve the transaction. So again, the transaction's already gone through. We're just making sure the data behind it's correct. Now we go to the card section. This is the fun stuff. Before I get into the spend controls and how we can really adapt the spend here, we do have to show you how to order cards. So in the top right corner, we go to the order card section. What's great about PEX, a lot of nonprofits do that. You may have a cleaning team. Maybe you have a food team. Maybe you have an administrator's team. You don't have to have John Smith's name on the card if you don't want to. You can fully customize it. So let's say it's cleaning team as first and last name. Awesome. You can put a generic birthday. You can put a phone number. The only personal information I recommend putting on the card is their email. And the reason why that's important is they can log on to their own mobile app, again, through their iPhone or Android. They could communicate with you back and forth, again, add general ledger codes, add notes, whatever it may be that the administrator and the cardholder need to communicate with each other. So as long as you do that, you'll invite them to log on and create their own experience within PEX. I forgot a dot here, give me 1 second. Just redo this, give me 1 second, guys. Oh. Not sure what that's happening currently, but excuse me.
You're missing the dot and .com, Nate.
There it is. I just fixed it. So when you get to here, again, I'm just going to use Nathan as the example. Once you've ordered the cards, we'll have Nathan's name as the control person on it, the billing and shipping address to the nonprofit. And now we have 4 different card options. We have first class mail. You get the cards within 10 to 15 days. Or you can do priority, expedite, or rush shipment. Those fees, by the way, guys, that includes all the cards together. But let's say you want to use our digital wallet experience. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is maybe you don't want to pay the $45 or $10 charge. If you do first class mail and order the cards today, by tomorrow morning, what's going to end up happening is Nathan, who's the main admin, he's going to see all these cards populate in his account. All he needs to do now is activate them, go to owner, and allow access for Manny Lopez to use this for digital wallet. So we could have Google Pay, Samsung Pay, and Apple Pay, and these individuals start using it through the digital wallet. They just may not get the physical cards within 10 to 15 days. So just keep in mind, we do offer that digital wallet experience, and it's very easy to use. So if you're waiting for the card, it's not a problem whatsoever. Another thing that's really important to nonprofits is that some individuals from a reporting standpoint like to group up cards. So when it comes to reporting, If you want a branch 1, branch 2, cleaning team, marketing team, we can split up reports or spend controls. I'll show you spend policies in a little bit, but we can fully customize by merchant category and by spend limits. Admins do have the ability to block and activate cards in real time. I know I've done it. My parents have been mad at me in the past in high school. Well, let's say if you forget your credit card somewhere or debit card, you need to block that card immediately. So you do have the ability to do that. Regarding balance, administrators, if you would like, you can go the manual route and just add $100 to everyone's card Monday morning. Let's say you made a mistake and sent them $100, but it should have been $50. You do have the ability to wipe funds off immediately. So let's say it was supposed to be 50, just hit subtract 50, and now those funds are off the card. And those funds, by the way, just to bring it back up, come from your top left corner checking account. So if you go to Manny Lopez, you can see their 16-digit cards. You can fund their card in the top right corner. We do allow PIN controls on this, so if you need a 4-digit PIN, we do have that option. You can see their statements, any declines, again, transactions, but I know what's important to the crowd today is spend rules. So what I want to do is create a specific spend rule specifically for Manny Lopez. So if we go here, I'm going to come up, let's just say this is a spend control for groceries at the nonprofit and gas for the road. So what I want to do is create one specifically for that. Things to keep in mind is we do have international use. So I know a lot of nonprofits do submission work. We can do that. We could use PEX account balance up to $5,000. What that means is it's kind of a credit card feel. So if you don't want spend limits and you just want to give them a limit of $5,000 a day, they can spend it that way. We can do dime-based limits. So what I mean by that, maybe it's a daily budget, maybe it's a weekly, monthly, year, lifetime. However much money you want Nate to spend on a weekly basis, that's how much he can spend. If he goes over that limit, his card's gonna get blocked. So for today, groceries and gas, Nathan Ltyle doesn't want Nate Tremblay to spend more than $500 a week. And if we go to merchant categories, this is where you can completely block off merchants. I like to use entertainment as an example because I just came back golfing with my parents in Florida. So I'm blocking off entertainment. I'm going to keep fuel pumps only for gas, keep grocery stores, and block off hardware stores. Keep restaurants, take out travel. So the only places I should use this is specifically restaurants, take out groceries, or excuse me, keep in groceries, and then fuel pumps only. Let's take it a step further. During the nonprofit, I shouldn't be using this Monday through Friday for my own job, but I work at the nonprofit Saturday and Sunday. So I have to block off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm able to do that. Lastly, from a state's perspective, and this helps with fraud as well, I'm located in New Jersey. So if I'm working at the New Jersey nonprofit, Nathan Ltyle doesn't want me to go to New York and spend this anywhere else. So we do have the ability to block off certain states. That is really it from the spend control. So just keep in mind, we could block off merchants, set limits, set states, and as well as dates. So we could fully customize this experience for you.
And Nate, one thing that I wanted to just mention here, everything that you've seen Nate go through, we will go through with you at the time of setup. So we have in-person training through our customer success team, but add to that video-based training for those who want to learn and be trained at their own pace. So everything that you've seen, we actually have professionally created videos to walk you through the process. But if you prefer to have someone hold your hand and walk through it with you, we also have that option. Oh, go ahead, Nate.
I was going to say, if you go to the question mark in the top right, we have a full library of stuff here, as well as our admin support team.
Great. And we have a few minutes here, and what I wanted to do is allow time for questions. You can either put them into the question section of this chat, or you can just unmute and ask. But we wanted to give you a minute. If you have anything you'd like to go over, any questions you have. Otherwise, I have a couple questions that I will bring up myself.
Yeah, Nathan, one of the ones that I had for you is one of the things that we see a lot when we're talking to organizations is dealing with cash advances. And again, I know looking at the individuals that are on this particular call, we've kind of got a cross section. There's some international development, some professional services, but I know in the international development area and nonprofit area, we get that question a lot is, hey, we're dealing with cash advances, and of course, all the challenges that go with cash advances. How would you guys, I mean, obviously you guys have the controls in place and some things that Nate's been taking us through, but I guess from a high level, just kind of the quick overview as far as the feature benefits, how you guys would compare, and again, the process to roll this out as it relates to hopefully eliminate a traditional cash advance or petty cash sort of solution out there.
Yeah, I think the first thing I would say is Nate has opportunity to speak to so many clients who this is their very biggest need, right? They want to replace the petty cash process, the cash advance process. I would ask Nate, in the nonprofit space, those nonprofits you've dealt with, how does that work? And how do we replace petty cash?
So just, I know I got the dog bark in the background. You guys can't hear it, thank God. But the way we help with petty cash specifically is, what I've heard a lot is that there's no controls around it, right? So when you give Nate $200, what happens is he may forget a receipt. You could just give him free reign to spend however you want. So as long as you have some controls around that specific, and you can fund as much as you want onto that card, what really does is just get easy use to admins like Chris or Nathan, that they have full control. They don't have to worry about that $200. You know exactly where it should be spending. And again, it's bulletproof from the point that we can create the controls, and you give Nathan that information like use the mobile app and provide the data in the back to show that information.
And Chris, I know that we have on the call Michael from Creative Associates. Harley and team have been working with us on getting set up, and I know yesterday had a great call with Brandon from our team. I think one of the questions that came up from them early on was, can these cards be accepted internationally? And the answer is, I should start with the no part of the answer. We cannot set up a business that is not US based, but the cards absolutely can be used internationally. And there are some countries, as you would expect, where these cards cannot be used, just like any other card. But for the most part, throughout Europe, North America, these cards are able to be used for whatever travel needs that you have. So just keep in mind, yes to international. Must be a US-based business, but I think you would expect that.
Okay. And then the other question out there is, obviously we've got a formal partnership now. Any sort of benefits out there? I mean, I know there are, but I guess, can you go through and talk about kind of the benefits of a DATABASICS customer as it relates to rolling out the PEX solution?
Yeah, I think really the main benefit to DATABASICS customers is we're offering you essentially a fee-free program. We normally would have setup fees and monthly fees, but for any DATABASICS client that wants to use our solution, we essentially say, all right, no fees, and the first 10 cards are at no cost to you. Anything beyond that 10 cards would be $2 per month per card, which is still steeply discounted. So let's say you have 10 employees out traveling, those 10 employees' cards will not be charged. So we try to make it fee-free as much as possible, and we'll be flexible with you on the pricing anyway. So assume that this is a fee-free product. Add to that the fact that, yes, you get in-person, when you need it, training and help. We're pretty unusual in the industry in that we have personal touch training and help. So as you have the need, our customer success managers are assigned specifically to DATABASICS clients to help them with what they have questions on.
Okay, and it looks like we got time for maybe one more question out there if you want to run through that, Nathan.
And I am not seeing any questions.
I don't know if I can see it either.
Yeah, Chris, do you see any? Because I don't see any questions in the.
I think some are just about getting a copy of the recording, which we'll definitely make available to you. So in that case, what we will do is I want to thank Nathan and Nate here from PEX for giving us some time here today. For those of you that are interested in some additional information, a couple things you can do. You can reach out directly to the DATABASICS support team, and they can put you in touch with the appropriate folks at PEX. For those of you that have my contact details, you can always reach out directly to me. And again, we will be sure to follow up here later on today with this information. And again, if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out. And I just want to again thank the team here at PEX for giving us some time here today.
Thank you, and thanks everyone for attending.
Appreciate it. Bye, guys.